Hello, welcome back to my kitchen again. This evening we are going to make a recipe called beef topped bean enchiladas. This is in a church cookbook that I have, and it was a recipe that I had actually put in myself for the cookbook. So what I have done is I have already browned a pound of ground beef and a medium onion. And before I do anything else, I'm going to start my oven at 350. Now to the hamburger and the onion, I'm going to add an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. This is a very reasonable, easy recipe to make, and it is inexpensive. I have the tomato sauce is from a box store. I don't think there's anything that I have that is actually a name brand. Then I'm going to add 16 ounces or a pint of salsa. Now I have used the salsa from a box store before and it has tasted just fine. But I have my own homemade salsa. So that is what I'm going to be adding into the sauce is my homemade salsa. Along with that, we're going to add a teaspoon of cumin and 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic salt. And then that is going to be your sauce that will go over the tortillas once we fill those. So I'm just going to get that all mixed in here good together. Spilled a little bit of the seasonings as I was stirring, which can happen. Now I'm going to take just some soft flour tortillas. It says you can do 12. I don't know if I will be able to get 12 in my pan, but, and I know it's just my husband and I, but what I will do is what we don't eat and is not eaten for leftovers, we will put in the freezer and get those back out when we're working in the garden this summer and I don't have time to cook. So I'm going to lay tortillas out, and I'll just get a few out here at a time. Let me see if I can get my camera to adjust a little bit. If not, I may have to hold it after I get them fixed and show you. So what I'm going to do then is on each tortilla, I'm going to take just some traditional refried beans, and I'm going to put about 2 to 3 tablespoons worth on the tortilla. And then I'm going to just spread that around on each one. Okay. Now, after I've done that, I'm going to take about a tablespoon of just a mild cheddar and sprinkle that in the middle. And I will take about a tablespoon. It said Monterey Jack, and I did not have Monterey Jack, but I have mozzarella. So I'm just going to take about a tablespoon of mozzarella and go on top of that. And then I'm going to take some black olives, and these were some that I had left over from something I fixed the other day. So I'm just going to take 2 or 3 of those. If they're already sliced, that's fine. If not, you can break them up or slice them however you want to do it. I'm just going to break mine up. And then you're going to roll up the tortilla. And it has the refried beans, the 2 cheeses, and the black olives in it. And then I'm going to lay it in a greased 13x9 pan. So I am going to continue to fill the tortillas. After I get all the tortillas filled and put them in the pan, then I will pop back on and I will show you what it looks like before it goes in the oven, because I will be putting all of this luscious sauce over the top, along with some more cheese and some more black olives, and then we're going to bake it. So I will be back and show you what that's going to look like before it goes in the oven. Okay, so we are back. I ended up with 8 enchiladas rather than the 10. My pan was a little smaller than a 13x9, but this is still plenty. They're very filling. Now I have my sauce here that I had showed you earlier. So I'm going to get that poured all down through the top of the tortillas. And this is what that looks like with the sauce all on. Now to that, I am going to add a little more of the mozzarella cheese, or Monterey Jack, which is what the recipe calls for. But the mozzarella will work fine. You're to use like a 6-ounce package, and I just already had this bigger package open in the fridge. So then I will use the rest of my cheddar cheese to go on top. This is a great, simple, easy meal. The kids can help roll up and fill in the tortillas. They would love that. I had just a few little black olives left, and I'm just going to kind of break those up on top. My oven has been preheated to 350. And this will go in the oven for 20 minutes. There we go. This will go in the oven for 20 minutes or until you see that it's bubbly and heated through. So this is what it's going to look like. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. And when it is done, I will be back and show you what it looks like on the plate. Okay, well, our 20 minutes has passed. And this is what our enchilada dish looks like. And now I'm going to put one on a plate here so you can see what this looks like. They're still very, very hot. Don't want to miss out on all the goodies here. So here is the enchilada on the plate. And if I can get cut into here, I can show you what it looks like on the inside. A lot of gooey melted cheese and the black olives. Very yummy. So this is going to be our supper tonight. I will put the recipe in the description line. And as I said before, such a cheap meal, easy to make. It makes plenty if you have a larger family or to freeze some for later. I'm all about making frugal meals when I can. So, as always, like and subscribe and let me know what I can do different for you next time. Have a great day.